Guys, my computer's totally out of control right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. So just give me a hot second here. And whoever Sean Roddy is, you can pipe it, sissy. First of all, cracking open Celsius Big Dog. Now, most of you men don't have the full body digestive system like I have, where I can body about 6 of these bad boys. What the hell's the base show, dude? Another podcast? Huh? This is a radio show. This is professional. That actually reminds me. We're going to go talk about the person that inspired me to get this whole thing started. Where the fuck is my other page, man? I had this whole thing brought up. Nope. I don't want that. Damn it. Did really I just exit out of everything that had all of the other shit that we needed? Okay, guys. Show's ruined. I basically have to restart from scratch. Fuck you. Oh, there it is. Thank God. Okay, check this out. Dude, Howard Stern, I think, is getting canceled. Oh, fuck. Basically, I think Howard Stern's going to get canceled because they used to get 20 million views a day, and now it's down to like 125,000. Kind of similar to the size of our show, which in reality, you know, it's kind of sucks. I mean, listen, Here to Party Sports is a massive show, but 20 million a day. So basically, they're talking about a 20-year close on satellite radio. He signed a $500 million contract back in the day in 2004. That's insane. Like, when people think that Joe Rogan is this, that, and all in a bag of chips, this is the person that created this industry. You know? When you guys, don't even bring that up right now. You know, I just think it's so amazing. Nobody gives Howard Stern street cred. And I'm not going to lie, Howard Stern, I love you, man. But if we were going to be really talking to each other, you've gotten soft. You used to be a little bit crazier. You used to be a little bit more interesting. And you've gotten soft. You talk about quitting all the fucking time. It's not funny when you talk about quitting all the time. It's funny when you hint at it occasionally. But now you talk about quitting all the time, and now we just think you're going to quit. And your opinions are too soft. Aiden Lombard coming in here saying Rich Ryan is claiming 2076 World Championships. Could you send me some data on that? Because we'll critique it. By the way, guys, my outfit today. Let's do a fit check. Puma. I've been just started watching Sopranos again, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen Sopranos, but let's just be real. Like, I'm just going to look this up. Tony Soprano. I've been watching the show. I've been getting like pretty tight. And I'm trying to stay motivated because, like, obviously this is the era that I'm in right now. And basically, I'm kind of just feeling myself. I'm in that kind of chapter in my life when it comes to High Rocks where I'm basically telling everybody to get fucked. And it's a blast. And guess what, dude? My dad mailed me back my diesel gold chain, so that's part of the era. Never seen Sopranos or The Godfather. Paul, you probably watch Spirit or My Little Pony. You're just one of those kind of guys. Can anybody back me up on this whole 2026 World Championship thing? Because I think anybody who claims that they're going to be a world champion when they've never even come close to the cusp of it, I like it. I like it because it doesn't make sense. And I would put him more as Gru. This is Rich Ryan. This is me. Let's see here. This is Rich Ryan. This is me. You guys noticing the difference here? Just want to get that off my chest. You know what I wanted to talk about today was basically like world records. I think a lot of people. Sorry, Marshall. I think a lot of people always just keep on making these claims. They're like, I'm going to set a world record. I'm going to go win a world title. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something insane. I want to really break down to you guys what I think setting a world record or world title is. And in certain sports, it takes so much longer than what I'm going to try to break down. But I need you guys to listen to this because everybody on the fucking internet these days says, I'm going to break a world record. In my mind, in the world that I'm in, it takes me about 300 hours of perfect training from where my last world record was to break a world record. Now, let's do the math on this. The best athletes in the entire world, on average, are spending around 18 to 22 hours of training a week. And I'm talking about like really not like Duplantis where the guy's just moving in a centimeter every single time. It could probably cover an extra 10 inches right now if he wanted to. I'm talking about like a real insane world record. Ironman world record, the mile world record. I think the 1500 has been sitting around since the early 2000s, late 1990s. I can't remember, but some of these things are like just insane. But if you look at this one bracket, let's just say 53.22 for myself and High Rocks. From that place right there, you have to have 300 excellent, non-injured, linear, progressive hours. So let's just go with the number 20. 20 goes in, so 600 divided by 20, it'd be 30 weeks. 30 weeks of excellent training. So that's the majority of the year, 2/3 of a year. Now, just to give you guys an example, I went and I set the world record December 7th. By the time I think March hit, end of February hit, I crashed my bike. So that really right there cuts that in half. And then afterwards, I decided to push even further and I had another crack. Like right now, let's just say at where I was at, at World Championships, I hit 53, 57, something like that. I have to then get back up to the 53.22, which will probably take me, I don't know, maybe half that, maybe less. But in the most perfect world, 300 hours. Most people never get that. Most people never get that, and they make these crazy, grandiose statements that they're going to do something insane and get better. So I'm going to give you guys an example, and I really like this guy, so this is not a hack at him. We're going to talk about somebody who's popular in our space. He-Man Master of the Universe. Great example of me. Let's go here. Jake Dearden is not going for a world record, for a record for himself. And he's going for this 2:19 marathon. I think the last time he did it, it was a 2:28. So you're talking about a 9-minute PR. That's massive at that level. Especially when you get like closer and closer and closer to these kind of world records. Homeboy right there, I know him from afar. We have some kind of friendship where we talk from time to time. The dude has gotten continually injured, like back problems, knee problems, calf problems over and over and over again. If I even had to watch in this video, I kind of just scoot through the thing for you guys. It's a marathon announcement video. Fuck you, advertisements, you and your cheap scale shit. Don't buy that scale. The fact that this guy is doing pull-ups and shoulder things and not any running whatsoever. He's on the bike now. I'm just going to let you know right now, no offense, Jake, but you're not going to fucking get 2:19. And like, I think when you really want to go set a world record or a record for yourself of this degree, and I'm saying this, I would speak this to Jake. I'm like, dude, you have to be so insanely careful, and so insanely dedicated that nothing else can get in your way. So just to give you guys an example, when I got in really good shape last season, right near the end for world championships, I cut out everything except for the exact workouts I needed to do. I didn't hang out with anybody else. I didn't do anything else. I didn't get to do almost any other kind of cross training because all of my hours had to get focused. And even at that umpteenth, such insane degree of training, you then need 300 hours. You're talking about, as I said, oh, wait, 300 hours. I did the math on that totally wrong. I was thinking 600 hours. So instead of 30 weeks, you need 15 weeks. But still, even then, that's you're hitting 20 hours every single time. It's highly, highly, highly unlikely. And that's what's so hard about super professional level sport is most people at the highest version of themselves usually tend to break down. Just like what happened with Jake. He starts to kind of get broken down. And that's probably why he's on the bike. But at the same time, it's insanely complicated. And like, I think I just watched so many people talking about records. The other day, I made that post about that dude, Matt. What the hell is his name? Come on, help me out here, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Instagram. Matt C. He really didn't like that I did this. He got upset with me. What was his name? What's the name of the guy who's the runner, skinny runner guy? Matt Johnson. Is it Matt Johnson? Yes, yes. All right, here we go. Here we go. Is this it? Yes. I told him, dude, I was like, at the rate that you're training, you're going to break yourself down because it's that juggle. You're always in and out of it. And obviously, I want to see him succeed. 40 miles right here. Fuck. That's hard. Like, even myself, I'm getting rid of the Crest Chooch 127, and I'm really being dialed the fuck in and just like making sure that I'm super, super like safe about it. So I'm letting everyone know that when I hear about these world record things, just even yourselves, because I watch everybody post these pages. There's like, oh, I'm going to be such and such. I'm going to be the best in the world at something. I'm like, dude, watch the fuck out. Also, don't listen to that person. That person's probably going to get themselves in trouble and probably get you in trouble. Let me get to this before I get distracted. Metformin. Let's go. We got Ben Hoy. What is metformin? What is it? Ooh. Did I do this right? What does metformin do to your body? It helps control the amount of glucose or sugar in your blood. It decreases the amount of glucose you absorb from your food and the amount of glucose made by your liver. Metformin increases your body's response to insulin and natural substances that controls your glucose in your blood. Why would I care about this? Why the fuck does anybody care about blood glucose and their metabolism? Guys, I'm going to try to see if I can bring this up for a second. Kindle reader. Let's see if this works out. Boom. Okay, I was literally reading this last night. Let's see if I can get to this. Fuck you, dude. See if I can find this. Caffeine and power sports. I don't know. I'm going to screw this up for you guys, but I'm just going to let you know right now, if you want to read a book, the new power reading, I think this is really good. And there was a section that I was reading last night where they were basically talking about blood glucose and some of the myths about it and blood insulin. I think a lot of people get confused about the glycemic index and the idea of your insulin being spiked. It's the outcome of it. What most people don't understand is that if you are moving enough, it's usually not going to be an issue for you whatsoever. And is this the thing that's going to be the percentage of gain that's going to really change your life? Probably not, especially for people that are watching this show. The best athletes in the world are not watching this show. I'm just going to be totally honest. They're probably training right now. Most of you guys who are watching this show are people here for entertainment and a little bit of knowledge. And you don't like the best people in the world don't give a shit about this. Like the best runners in the world, these guys from Kenya are just sitting in lawn chairs right now after a hard session, and they're sipping on like honey mead and shit that really just wouldn't even come into your daily like existence at all, and they would fucking smoke you. The luxury of all the supplements and the things that we get in our lives right now is a luxury. You guys aren't even working hard enough to have the conversation about some of the ingredients that are going on. The only thing that I've seen in recent history that's been like a helpful thing, truthfully, is sodium bicarbonate. And I'll just be honest, I don't even know. Like I just gutted it the fuck out. I don't even know if Morton is really worth it. It's $70 for 4 servings. I'm not hacking on Morton, but if you're just a hard ass person and you decide to keep on drinking sodium bicarbonate and get your body used to it, you shit your pants a couple times, then guess what? It's going to fucking work for you. Do you need to spend $90 on 4 servings in a fancy box? Probably not. Just grow a pair of balls, stir it up, take a shot, and work fucking hard. And if you get a little poo in your pants, man the fuck up, change them, get some laundry done, and get after it. But most of the products you guys are looking at, it's hack jobs. It's just like these little things that you guys are getting caught up on the internet that somebody made a post about and an influencer talks about, and then you buy it. I mean, Builder Sports, for Christ's sake, every single one of our products has 2 to 3 ingredients in it, and you can find them in almost any other company. The difference between our company is we give you better dosages, and we're fucking cool. Look at other guys. Who could be Noel Radigan? Who could be the world champion if they take it seriously? Who is that? I think the only reason you talk smack about Shelby Houlihan is you're jealous. Who's Shelby Houlihan? She set the beer mile world record. You couldn't even compete without barfing. Honestly, dude, the fact that we don't even know what her name is, Shelby Houlihan. I don't even know who that is, dude. That's embarrassing. Yep. All right. We're going to get back to it, guys. Oh, Tracy Masterson's here. Okay. Let me get back to the show notes. I had some important things to say, but do think about that record thing, because that record thing is kind of across the board for all of you guys. 300 hours of non-injured hours. If you're lucky enough to be training at 20 hours a week. And then you also have to think about your deload weeks and things like that. Patches O'Houlihan. I'll talk about an athlete because, guys, we're going to be going to UTMB soon for the feed. What can I say? I'm a global man. If you guys want to study somebody who's like not out there putting out social media and has all these like sexy posts and stuff, like, I'm going to set a world record, guys. I'm going to run across Delaware. The fastest man to run across Delaware. John Albin is a guy that I've competed with starting back. I think the first time I raced against him was in 2014. And he was in a league of his own. He won the world championships his first time showing up to it. And I mean, he's just a super freak. So these are some of the races that are aligned with UTMB. There's the OCC. He's won it 2 times, and now he's actually doing the full Big Mac Daddy distance this year, and we're going to be going to do the commentating. I should probably shoot him a message right now. But, I mean, the dude is an absolute monster. One of the most interesting things I ever found out about him is our good friend Ryan Atkins went over and trained with him one time. And this was how he trained. He had a refrigerator, and on the refrigerator, there was a pad of piece of paper. And every single week, what he was doing was just focusing on vertical kilometers. So this week he'd get 7,000 meters. The next week he'd get 8,000 meters. The following week he'd get 9,000 meters. And he had this progressive overload, and that was it. This is arguably top 3 best mountain runners in the world. If he wins UTMB this year, he would be in the running for being the best mountain runner in the world this year. And the distance of around the 100K, 50K to 100K, he's been the most dangerous person you can get your hands on. He's a training partner to Killian. The dude's just a super freak. I don't know what he's doing in this workout right here, but the dude's just a fucking grinder. And everything that he does is really not that complicated. It's just insanely simple and progressive. And to me, going into UTMB, this is my vote. I've been around John Albin long enough to know that when he has a goal, that he just puts everything towards it rather than talk about it. He's just going to get it done. He's a simple fucking guy, a dangerous, dangerous man. Little Brit, dangerous Brit. Look at that. And this is him finishing, I guess, 6th place at Western States last year. Dude, that's his first time showing up. But if you want to talk about somebody let's see if we can find him on Strava. Okay. God dang it. I always get logged out of Strava, dude. And then they always F me and they A. Strava, we had this fucking good thing going, this relationship. And you guys have constantly teased me by logging me out constantly. Give me a second, guys. Sorry to ruin the show like this. Hello? Alana? What the hell are you doing in there? What are you getting? Dude, I'm having a Celsius 2 right now, and it's blowing my head off. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to find Jonathan Albin. Jonathan. Ooh. Okay, share screen. Enhance. Okay. Guys, let's just look at this for a second. I'm going to give you guys, obviously this guy's training for a 100-miler, but I want to give you some understanding here. What's he got going on this week? 16 hours of training, 28,000 feet. Remember those kind of 7,000 meter weeks that I was talking about? 20 hours, 30,000 feet. See, progressive overload. 20 hours, 36,000 feet. Holy fuck. 47,000 feet. That is insane. That is almost 50 Empire State Buildings. You guys have no clue how fucked in the head that is. I ran a race the other day against a bunch of young wee lads in Big Bear, and it was 1 mile, 1,000 feet, and it crippled me. This man did the equivalent of 10 times that in just one training session in 2 hours and 54 minutes. I think that's another thing that people just don't get. When we go out and teach these seminars, the study of this woman who is the best cross-country skier of all time, there's this really interesting study. You can type it in, just Google study of best cross-country skier of all time and all of her training load. He did 25 hours of training a week average. 91% of her time was spent doing slow, easy work. 8% of her time was done doing strength work, and 1% of her time was done doing intensity. I think a lot of High Rocks athletes have this backwards. Here's Hunter in his dangerous hours, 13 hours, 12 hours. I haven't uploaded my training this week, but man, I know that I'm just kind of getting my season started again. But if you want to be dangerous like these guys, this is what it takes. This is what it fucking takes. So enough about Album. I'm going to keep cruising. Oh, this is kind of interesting, dude. This is what I don't get. And I know this is just me ranting still. UTMB is now basically hitting you with a mandatory climate fee for traveling to this event. So we're being taxed for basically the impact that we're putting on the environment around us. I'm just letting you know right now, the likelihood that that money is going to go to anything of value, right there. You know what should go to it? I wish George was here. I wish Sandy was here. We had to go through the tunnels to get around because there's tunnels on the outsides of these valleys. They charge you like 100 euros to go through the tunnel. Something ludicrous. And there is thousands of cars going through. They have to make so much insane money. And they don't give a fuck. And now they're going to charge you for this. Like, just get the money from that toll going through the bridge. Insane. Insane. Fuck. Guys, you know, I'm going to break your heart right now. I had one horse video and I must have deleted it. I must have deleted it. We'll just talk about a couple interesting things. One right now, guys, being that we have the Crestouch 127 coming up, I've always been looking for interesting races going on. This supposedly right here, there is a sauna marathon where participants get to run through the snow from sauna to sauna wearing nothing but swimwear and a whole lot of bravery. This, to me, is an iconic race. I did Island to Island Utulu, the Swim Run World Championships. For some reason, the Finnish have this fittest president on earth, and now they have this sauna marathon. To me, guys, 10 out of 10. So if you're looking for something cool to do, like an excursion, something a little bit more interesting than a High Rocks, this is it. This is it. Him some squats while listening. What's going on, Andre? But truly, this would be like a lifetime race, like one of those kind of things where this is what you do on a bachelor party. Totally. And by the way, guys, if you didn't think that I was going to show you videos of my favorite lifter on the internet, dead fucking wrong. As you guys know, the Game Over dude in the background, just looking on as we got these orange bundies and then the chest drop, triple block. This is the kind of Crestline weightlifting championship that I'm planning on having in the near future. I've got some other videos of him as well. This one's far more impressive. 100 kgs, obviously. Overhead. By the way, the fact that he can shoulder press 100 kgs in circle form, then single arm stack it. I don't know if you guys ever even know about what kind of strength that takes, but I can barely hold a 100 count. I can't get a 100-pound dumbbell over my head and hold it. So this guy's just a fucking beast. And one of these days, I'm going to have the money to afford to bring him out to Crestline for a championship. Yeah, that is true, Alana. That is absolutely true. This is the video I want to show you guys. Now, this is not a horse, but it's just a reminder to people that nature's a fucking bitch. I know you guys know that I just fought a bear recently. And when I say I fought a bear, I chased it off. This guy clearly thought he was hot shit by having a conversation with this elephant. And hold on. Oh, I'm pretty sure that guy shit himself right there. He got the stomp, shit himself, left right there high and dry. Then you got your boy, Hunter McIntyre. Bear fight. This fucker's been tearing up my place the whole time. Now, you guys can't really tell, but I've got an axe in my hand and I'm chasing this bear down. Kind of looks like one of those video game shots. I'm going to break this down for you guys in about 2 seconds. Okay, first of all, that right there is my trash shed. This fucker has been tearing those doors apart. You see the damage on that one door? This right here? He's been breaking that door forever. So these right here are about 60 to 80 pounds a piece, those big pieces of wood. Now, right on the other side of this wall, he's already broken through there. Now, you can see him right here. Is he gigantic? No. Is he probably about a 200-pound dog? Like, I have 100-pound Rottweilers over here. He's bigger than that for sure. Now, this is a 6-foot pull-up bar. Now, reaching overhead, full overhead, 9 feet. So he's about a foot off the ground, and he's got about 3 feet difference right there. So I'm saying if you really want to stand up, he's 4 feet tall for sure, at least. Okay, that's a fight. That's a courageous fight. Look at that. The way he's gripping that tree right there. Imagine he's trying to get a hold of me with those kind of claws. And I've got the indentation marks. He's holding on, ferocious beast. What he was actually eating, which honestly, I don't like at all, is these oatmeal packets that they send me. He was eating them. I have boxes of them all over the place. The only person who eats them is Kyle. But basically, I had to chase him out. Now, you can see right here. Wait. Fuck, can't see my axe. I have a custom axe that I basically was fighting him with. But just letting you guys know right now, if you're going to mess with an animal, you got to have a knife. Got to have a battle axe. These are some of the basics, guys. Some of the basics. I'm going to go to the show notes for a second here. Give me a break. Give me a 30-second break here. Got to drink some of this Celsius. Don't leave a tub of strength. That's true. That's true, Chaplain. Chaplain, what's with you always wearing a thong? We can't quite figure it out. Can't quite figure it out. Martin Loftus. What a turd. Ben Hoy. There's something up here that I was interested in, and I wanted to get in. Have you seen the show Physical 100? If so, what do you think about the athletes? Anyways, $4 a pound? What does that mean? I think the Physical 100 is a sick show. Umbach Sock, the guy who's the champion, he and I stay in touch all the time. He's a cool ass dude. They're bringing it here to the United States. They just reached out to me for casting. I don't know what we'll do there, but could be. No one really backed up the 2026 World Championship misses. Nah, dude, keeping it real, dude. We didn't find any good horse videos this week. I scour the internet. I look around. I kind of check it. And if it's not great, it's amazing to me the amount of videos of people just getting the absolute shit kicked out of them by bulls and horses. And nobody seems to stop riding these things. I mean, they're just destroyers of worlds. One of my girlfriends the other day, I called her. I was like, how you doing? She's like, good. I'm about to go down to the bar and go ride a horse. I'm like, you might as well just put a hand grenade between your legs. Just as thrilling. More likely you'll survive. A horse will beat the shit out of you. But yeah, admittedly, guys, I'm nervous. Oh, no fucking way. Guys, this just popped up across my table right here. Olympic medalist Fred Curley suspended for doping infraction. Olympic 100-meter medalist Fred Curley has been provisionally suspended by the Athletic Integrity Unit due to whereabouts failure, missed a drug test appointment, a major blow into a tumultuous 2025, and the sprinter steps away from competition and mounting scrutiny. Ooh. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't understand how these guys always are fucking up. I mean, listen, there's a lot of money. I bet you this guy has a lot more cash than I do. And when it's on the line, tends to be the more valuable the sport, the more likely people are to cheat. I mean, CrossFit games. Those guys get paid up to $300,000 for winning it. High Rocks, you get paid 30,000. So 10 times more likely you are to cheat probably. But these guys make even more. And already notified the AIU that he intends to contest the allegations. Yeah, of course he does. You know, I think at this level, when you get into this situation where you're basically like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to show up for an appointment or something like that. At the highest level, you got to play the game. And if you try to avoid it in any which way whatsoever, it's an infraction. Like, it's just an infraction. That's part of being at that high level of competition, the scrutiny that comes with it. Like, dude, the 100-meter at the Olympics and at World Championships is probably the most exciting event in the Olympics. The entirety of the Olympics. Everyone talks about it. And that means you're probably the most watched athlete at one point in time in the world. And that means that you're going to be watched by the governing bodies. And if you fail, time for you to get your ass beat, bitch. Yeah. Yep. Does this have anything to do with it? No, not whatsoever, guys. I'm going to get out of here. What's the line between doping and peptides? Well, I'm pretty sure that anything that is synthetic in that regard falls into doping. Are taking peptides doping? Sorry. Oh, man, I totally misspelled considered like an idiot. My bad. Whatever. For athletes subject to anti-doping rules, however, it's important to know that peptides and hormone-releasing factors are prohibited at all times under Section 2. That's where we stand with that, Chief. So, yeah, like, I won't take any peptide products. Like, I assume that peptides, I know people that are taking them right now as far as like health, wellness, injury, recovery, all that kind of stuff. It seems to be working for them. But that's also kind of the conversation I was having with you guys earlier. If you want to go be the highest level athlete and you want to go set a record, it's like this 300-hour rule in my mind of uninjured, uninterrupted training. Well, you get injured. What do? Oh, I'm injured. I want to go help myself. I got to go take stem cells, or I got to go take peptides, or I got to go take a cortisol shot so I can stay in the game. Well, guess what? That's considered cheating because it's basically enhancing your opportunity to make it through those 300 hours, which only the very, very best, and also not just the best, the smartest and most well-balanced athletes can pull off. And most people can't balance it and pull it off. And that's why people cheat. You know, do I think that every single person who's ever set a world record is cheating? No, not at all. But do I think that most of the people who are trying to go set records or win races and things like that are trying to find ways to cut corners because they just can't cut it to begin with? Yeah, a lot of people are. That's why we keep on reading these articles about people cheating and eating steroid-filled burritos. You gotta man the fuck up, dude. Stop cheating. Anyways, $4 a pound is a Soprano reference. Oh, my bad, dude. Most guys reach top level that start promoting shit. I don't know what that means, dude. We don't know what that means, Meyer Coleman. How prevalent do you think peds are in soccer, considering how much money those players make? There are a few cases, but I think, I think a lot of them are. I mean, soccer is the kind of sport where you're playing so many games. It's such an aggressive thing. It's probably not like the stuff that you're seeing people take in like Tour de France, because it's like so aggressive on the body. It's all about output. But as far as some things that have to do with longevity and have to do with just like recovery, for sure. And you find out a lot of these guys, like that Russian guy that came in, like they're just taking probably drugs that black market has a lot of drugs on there that are probably hard to find. And when you're talking about a player that's making 500 to potentially $1 million grand a week, some of these people do. Like, they really do. You think that there's not somebody in that club that's willing to help them out a little bit? I mean, I think it's a humongous risk because it's worth so much money. But that being said, like, how do you get there? How do you even be able to sustain it? And how do you keep on making that money? It's like just a little bit. And I'm not accusing everybody, but do I think that there's like, I don't know. Let's just say that there's 30 premier teams, and on every single team, there's like 40 guys. You just do the math on there. There's probably some people, punching through the loophole. I didn't need the shit to start with, already pro podium and sells their shit. Dude, Meyer, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. You talk like you're speaking in pig Latin. Real doping is transfusion, EPO, anabolic, rest, no real evidence. Use the real stuff or leave it. Dude, still talking in pig Latin. I think there's so many ways. I mean, like, I would suggest to almost anybody who's really interested in finding out about just like how doping really works. Let's just hear The Secret Race. I think this is it. This is probably the book that I would get if I were you. And then you will just be like, oh, that's how it works. And then you'll just recognize that like a basic piss test every 12 to 24 weeks for some athletes. Most of the athletes are not even getting tested in our sport. And these guys basically, this race right here will teach you everything there is to know about how cheating at the highest level happens. And the way that they understand that taking it at different times, there's the term called glowing, which means how long the actual chemicals will stay in your system without flushing out, and the amount of hours that they had to basically find ways to avoid the testing protocols because they got tested so often. And, our sports like CrossFit, High Rocks, they're not testing us. So like, and I'm not blaming anybody in CrossFit or High Rocks, but unless you're in a sport where it's getting tested at that level, it's so easy. And then all of a sudden, if you think about sports at the highest level, if these guys were doing this back in the day 20 years ago and were figuring this out, think about the shit that they know now. And the governing body is always slower and weaker than the black market body. Just is. Emil, let's see what this thing. Emil Zatopic. Let's see. Emil. Okay. This is one of those kind of things where I think it's important for people to understand that when you look at records back in the day, Emil Zatopic set all these records back in the day. And this is back in 1922. And when did he compete? When was he competing? I'm just letting you know that like half the world wasn't allowed to run back then, dude. If you can't pick up on what I'm trying to say. Now that the entirety of the world's able to run and there's doping, just saying, the guy probably would have gotten his ass kicked. Probably very talented, but the days of setting so many records and winning so many events at the Olympics back in the day compared to now, and the reason why that doesn't happen anymore is because the competition is so insanely hard. And it's too competitive. Like, the real freak athlete was what's the name of that Native American guy who was a total savage? Chasing Lightning. What the hell was the name? What was the name of the great athlete? Come on, guys, help me out here. Best. Oh, Jim Thorpe. This guy right here. Yeah, dude. You're an idiot, Martin Loftus. The fact that you think that somebody winning the 5,000, 10,000 marathon in 2 weeks is possible. There's nobody doing it today because the competition back then was so thin. He's probably racing against like 15 other factory workers. They're like, oh, yeah, between my lumber mill job, I like to jog. Martin, why don't you go have some paint, kill some more brain cells, you dumb. But Jim Thorpe, like, I'm obsessed with Jim Thorpe. But Jim Thorpe played like 6 different sports at the same time and was the best guy ever because there was no other guys. And he was able to just totally bash and smash competition because he was just a really great athlete in the era where there wasn't many great athletes. Now there are so many great athletes. Like, look at this. This is a record that I'll talk to you guys about. The fastest football player are actually not the players today. This is a guy, Bob Hayes, ran a 10.06 back in 1964. Like, now there's so many athletes right now and everyone's talking about it, but like, I'm telling you guys right now that a lot of the time, the best competition is just not around. So the competition looks like super, super great. But the Jim Thorpe thing, when I look at it, he's a superstar amongst some not such superstar type people. Just saying. David Laqueta Rhodesia is a specimen. I can't even understand that. Pig Latin translated by ChatGPT. Most athletes grinding for years get a podium spot, then they suddenly turn to boards of peptides and natural boosters and unproven supplements. Well, listen, if anybody hasn't figured this out by now, so I'm really lucky that I was able to bust my fucking ass for so long. One of my buddies is in town right now. This guy named Joseph Newgarden, one of the best race car drivers in the world. We were both talking about how we grew up in our sports together. He was talking about when he was an amateur, when he first got into racing and how he was making like 80, 90 grand a year or something crazy like that. Back in the day when I was racing it all out in 2015, I was making less than 50 grand a year. And I was like notably one of the best, if not the biggest face in the sport. And I was killing myself. And I got $1,500 a month from Reebok. And I think I got like $800 a month from Beat Elite. I still take their products. Good stuff. Yeah, of course, dude, that all of a sudden you get to become a really good athlete and then a bunch of people want to pay you money to help support their brands. And you're like, wait a second, I finally have notoriety. Now I'm going to start cashing in on it. Then this is the weird part of it. You have to go through this difficult point in time where you're like, oh, wait a second. You do it for a couple of years, you take the money, and then you go through this ethical decision in your head of like, do I actually even believe in any of this shit? Or am I just taking money and being a dancing monkey? But for anybody here who's going to put down athletes for taking money to kind of continue their athletic career, they just have never been in that position. Meyer, based off the picture that I can see of you, you look like some kind of inflated fool. And maybe that's an AI image. That's not even really you. But unless you guys have been in the position of actually being a competitive athlete, you cannot sit there and criticize people for taking cash to chase their dreams. Some people might do it via OnlyFans. Other people might do it via training really hard, building a peptide company. So listen, like you're sitting there on your soapbox and criticizing athletes for taking money for sport. It's fucking competitive. I mean, I set the world record in high rocks a couple years ago in Spain, and they gave me $100 gift card. I had to pay my way to get out there. I had to pay for my hotel. I had to pay for the food afterwards. I had to pay to get home. I didn't even have any kind of sponsors. Represent, 247 Represent, didn't even sponsor me back then. They gave me, just like sent me some sweaters and shorts to run in. So, you know, you guys are out here casting your fucking stones. But Meyer, we both can tell you're not a beast. Anybody who needs to have a digital asset of himself that's made up by AI as their like little character means you're soft. You probably don't even wear shorts because you got such thin thighs that it's embarrassing to be around you. It's in my belief that if you're not willing to expose everything within 1 centimeter of the junk, that you're a weak man. I show you everything I'm working with at all times. Okay? Me at High Rocks World Championships. Check this out. Hunter McIntyre, High Rocks World Champs. 225. See if we can find it in there. Dude, there's no good images. There's no fucking good images. Is it in here? Let's see. Come on, show me one good short image. Look how short those shorts are, guys. That is dangerous. Look at that. The flair, the gusto. Yeah. That's called the high thigh tribe. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right, guys, I should probably go. Probably should get out of here. If you're in the LA area, we now are doing the hybrid club again. Check this out. You're like, oh man, I want to know what I should do with my free time. You could be joining us 7 a.m. with that buff daddy right there. See these boys? No, that's not it. Look at us. Black and white photos. Oh, fuck, guys. My mouth's died. Sorry. No. She's dead for real. Guys, we're in trouble. Oh, thank God. That could be us. Happier than ever. Basically, what we're doing, guys, is helping athletes in the LA area get ready for their races, build a good community. We're not a run club, okay, guys? Fuck that nonsense. We're a hybrid tribe, baby. Buff dudes and chicks trying to live their destiny out, covered in sweat, chugging builder every step of the way. The way we work it, guys, we go for a run at first, and then we come back into this epic gym. You see all the dumbbells back there? Martin Luftus probably touches the top dumbbells because he's a sissy. But basically, you come in, we crush about a 20-minute workout. First workout, guys, we're just loosening up the legs. Second workout, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Yours truly is your coach. I'm pushing the level, okay, guys? And after that, we get froyo because that's where it's at. But if you guys are looking for a good community and you guys want to chug builder sports, please join us. We'd love to see you. And I've had a good time. I've had a pretty good time. Cliff over here dropping like a very nice comment. Is there a schedule when you're streaming? First time here, and it's super entertaining. Won't miss the next stream. Dude, I try to do Mondays and Thursdays. Like we're going to come on tomorrow with True or Not with my dad. I just been traveling so much. It's been really hard to kind of nail this stuff down. But we're definitely bringing interviews back on the 20th. I just want you guys to know we are interviewing. Check this guy out. This is going to be so much fun. We're interviewing the beast. We are interviewing probably the most dangerous man to ever touch an erg. Look at this fucking guy. Look at that arm. I love this guy. I love this guy. I love this guy. I love this guy. We're going to find out about him. He's given me some details on his training, but he set so many insane world records. Guys, 7 a.m. on the 20th, you need to be there. I really do need you guys to be there. I'm not kidding at all. This is important to me. Okay? This is important to me. But this is going to be absolutely amazing. He's such a freak. He's such a freak. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you know the deal. I'll be in touch soon. Don't miss me too much. Thug love. Stay in touch. Hugs and kisses.